Hello my lovelies, here we are again, and we are going to be doing pizza quesadilla today, which is so easy. It's fantastic for a breakfast for the kids, it's great for lunch, and perfect for dinner with some added crudité or salad or whatever takes your fancy. So starting off, I'm just going to fry up a little bit, half an onion, and I better turn this on because I've turned this off now. Half an onion and half a green pepper in my wobbly pan. Right, so the first thing we do is pop the onion in. This is hopefully going to heat up. If it isn't, there's going to be a bit of speeding up in a second. Yes, that's not hot enough, is it? That's well done. That's stuck in there. Get down. So I'm just going to pop in the green pepper. There we go. And just to save you having to listen to me whittle on yet again and make this a super speedy one, I'm just going to stir fry these, and I shall speed it up and come back to you when these are just softened. We don't want to brown them or caramelise them or anything like that. I mean, if you do want to do that, that's absolutely your choice. Also, just before I go, I just want to say that the green peppers are totally your choice. You can put in any veggies, you could put in some chilies, you could put in red pepper, you could leave the pepper out altogether. You could use spring onions, red onions. I mean, this is just a normal onion. The last one I did with the kids had red onion in, which I stir fried. I mean, you can really do all sorts. You can also, for extra vegetables, you could sprinkle in sweet corn. If you want to really be out there and be a bit controversial, you can use pineapple. So basically any pizza topping that you love, you could use in this. Normally when you do a pizza topping, you would just put the stuff on raw, and then obviously the oven will cook it with the cheese. But because this is a pan and it's a really quick recipe, I'm going to be cooking the harder vegetables up first. So for the onion and green peppers, I'm just going to soften them. Sweet corn, put them in as it is. Pineapple, put it as it is. I'm also going to be using salami instead of pepperami. I just find it's a little bit more gentle. The kids love it. I think sometimes pepperami is really a bit too spicy for them. I mean, you could use harissa, you could use chicken, you could use tuna, you could use anchovies. Any pizza you like, you use. So for today, because I'm doing the kids' favourite, it's peppers, onions and salami. Sometimes I do stir fry the salami just to sort of, I don't know, take a bit of the fat off, make it a bit crispier and stuff. But I'm just going to be using it as is today, which is absolutely fine, because they do tend to eat it out of the packet like that. So I'm sure they'll be okay. So back to this. So I'm just going to soften it up, and I shall see you in a second when it is ready. So this is now pretty much done. As I said, I don't want it browned. If you can see that, it's just sort of glassy. It's just started to go a bit see-through for the onion, and that's all I really want. I don't want it to be too much because I want there to be some texture when they bite in. So I'm just going to put this into a bowl. Try not to burn myself, as I did on the last time I made these. Forgot that the hob was on and placed my hand on it. Luckily, I have asbestos hands, and I recovered very well. But please be careful at home, because I am weird with asbestos hands. There's some sort of, I don't know, freak gene in me, and not other people have it. Now, just for this quesadilla, I've got some butter and I've got some kitchen towel. You can use a silicone brush. I'm just using this at the moment because I'm just going to wipe the pan with a bit of butter before I put the wrap on it. And it's just to give it a bit of a golden colour. Oops, put that there. I'm going to get my wrap, place it flat in the frying pan like so. Right, so while that's heating through, I'll turn the heat up a little bit. I've got some, I use Dolmio stirring sauce because kids absolutely love it in their pasta. Any pasta sauce you fancy or you prefer or you like, with mushrooms and all sorts. This one is just plain old tomato with basil. But I find, as I said, because they love it, I'm just going to stick to what I know is going to get eaten and not complained about. But yeah, so any pasta sauce will do. And you only just need a little bit. It doesn't really need to be thick. I mean, this stir-in sauce is obviously a bit more concentrated than pasta sauce. So again, it's up to your taste preferences. So I don't really need to spread too much here on it, because don't forget they'll be picking it up, and when they pick it up to eat it, you don't want it all splurge out. And I've got 2 cheeses, cheddar and mozzarella grated. I like the combination of the two. The cheddar, you get the lovely flavour, and then the mozzarella, you get the lovely texture. So I just put a little bit of that on first, bit of both on there. So we've got the flavour of some cheddar and the lovely stretchy, can't even speak now, stretchy mozzarella. I'm just throwing it everywhere. Also on the table, that is not part of the recipe. That's just me having no coordination for some bizarre reason. Right, there we go. So I've left a little bit left there. That's for the rest of it. You will need this, so don't get rid of it and don't eat it, which is what would be happening right now if my daughter was here. So now we get the veggies that we just sort of stir fried gently. They may still be hot. Again, remember, I have asbestos hands, so this isn't really a problem for me. But if it is a problem for you, let it cool. Please don't message me and tell me you burnt your fingers because you followed my putting stuff on straight out of the pan. Just look after yourself. It is not worth a trip to A&E for a quesadilla. Right, next bit, the salami. Again, this is like if you want to put on mushrooms. I would warn you though, I would stir fry the mushrooms beforehand if you want to, or just slice them quite thinly for 2 reasons. One, you need this to cook all the way through, and it's got to be kept quite flat because you're literally just cooking it for a very short time because you're just toasting the outside of the wrap. So if you have really loads of filling, it'll not cook in the middle. And on top of that, mushrooms let out, oh, just burnt myself, there we go. Mushrooms let out a whole load of water when they're cooked. So you don't really want a soggy quesadilla. That's not going to be tasty. So here we go. So I only managed one small burn. That's quite a record. So the next thing we need to do is get our next wrap out of the bag. And while that is cooking, get the rest of your pizza sauce as carefully as you can without making too much of a mess. Spread. You know what? I'm going to do something sensible here, which I should have done. Use the plate. There we go. How much better is that? So, a little bit of common sense kicked in there finally. So, yeah, just put the rest of your pizza sauce, or as much as you want, on there. And just rub it, as you can see. Put it all the way around. Just as normal, like that. You don't have to go straight to the edges. I would advise you not to go too far to the edges because, as I said, when they pick it up, if it splurges out, you don't really want to get pasta sauce all over the table or over your lap. And the last thing to do is rest the cheese. It really is an incredibly simple recipe. I'm just going to mix up the mozzarella and the cheddar before I put it on. And I can see the heat already going through to the salami, so this is getting ready to turn over. Okay, and spread the rest of the cheese on into the quesadilla. Right, there we go. Last bit. Sorted. So now we take our other bit and we lay it over like this. Just like that. Then we get our butter again. This is my butter from earlier. My spreader from earlier, my bit of tissue. I mean, you could do this with a knife, do this with a pastry brush. As I said, I'm just using this because I used it before. It is clean, obviously. It's fresh tissue that I used to spread it into the pan. You just need a little bit around the edges. It's just to create a nice flavour and a nice golden colour when you turn it over, because it is pretty much ready. Now, this is the bit where it all gets very messy. Lid on here, which I know it doesn't fit the pan, but we didn't have, oh, there's a bit of cheese on there, didn't have a lid for the pan, but it will do the job. So this is quite tricky. Flip, quick flip, very quick flip. Pop that back on, and now, as you can see, Lovely toasted looking colour there. Just get my, shall I slide it back in? Messy lid, but it did the job. That's all we need. So there we have it. I mean, this is pretty much it. That's the recipe. Done. And it's absolutely lush. So you just leave this here for a little while because you need everything to sort of cook on the other side. You need the cheese to melt in. I'm just going to whack up the heat a little bit just to get this toasting a bit quicker because we've essentially got everything cooked. You don't really need to cook anything else. It's literally sort of warming the food through till it's like a healthy temperature and toasting the outside of the quesadilla because it is going to be eaten immediately. This is not something I'm afraid you can make in advance, but it is so quick and easy to make. It's just a question of getting the ingredients ready, 5 minutes to bang it together, and then get your pizza cutter and cut it. My husband will be doing that for me because I'm notoriously bad with a pizza cutter. Really, honestly, I can make lovely sugar roses for you, but don't ask me to cut pizza. I don't know. I don't have the dexterity, or I get the directions wrong. Anyway, either way, he will be cutting it into 4 for me. Now, this is me. If you want to use that, you can press it down around the edges just to sort of seal in a bit of the cheese and the sauce. Not too hard, because you don't want everything falling out. But it's just to sort of make sure everything is cohesive. I mean, it's okay for me because I said asbestos hands. I don't feel a thing, and I don't burn easily, which is pretty good. So yeah, and then you just keep that on there until it's browning off. It's going to need a little bit longer. Right. So I think we've just about got it. Oh dear, I've cracked it a little bit. They said, so when you take it out, just slide it onto a plate. Whoops, like that. And it will be toasted on the other side as well. And I'm now going to pass this over to my pizza cutting maestro so you can see what it looks like. And thank you. And there we have it, cut into 4. Now it's just a case of, oh, look at that. Can you see the lusciousness in there, that cheese? And that's it basically. Just a couple on the plate for the children. Breakfast, dinner, sorted. Enjoy, have fun making this. Let me know how it goes for you. Tell me about all the different fillings you're going to put in yours, because I do like to see all the different types of foods and inspirations that people use. And I look forward to seeing you for my next video. Thanks for watching again. Take care. Bye.